playoff football in North Carolina. We've got it at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Sliding. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. You. 26.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Check. Lucky.
Prescott from the gun. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Sliding. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Check tight end. Check tight end.
A first down throw for Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. McCaffrey, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's see what you got. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Let's go. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Here we go.
Throwing on third down, Luck. Got his target, Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, 66 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game, how about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that will be incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
Hey, pick it up, defense. 11B. Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Crunch time, defense.
Now a first down throw. Luck. He's going to look deep for more. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing. Prescott. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
17 yards. And a Cowboy first down.
Here we go, 59. Wide in. Check, 59. Here we go, going to 54. Wide in. Watch out. Switch.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Alert 3. Chef.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Cooper was the intended target, and that takes us from second to third down.
Here we go. Line in. Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. We're going to 54. Line in. Let's go right here now. Hey.
Prescott yet again. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here comes Grant on the return. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Throwing on second down. Luck. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing is Luck. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield.
At the 50-yard line.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. The former LSU Tiger Dante Jackson on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down, stopped at the Panthers' 41.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The Cowboys on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Watch the safety creep. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Shift, shift. 49, check 49, check 49.
Here's Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
First down, Dallas.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. Oh, what a catch there by Cooper. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 25-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Let's get it.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Back to the air, Luck on 2nd down. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
So deep trouble here, backed up to their own 1-yard line for 2nd and long. Out of his end zone, Prescott. He finds his man Johnson. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. Prescott on first down. Oh, Prescott stripped.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Dancing to his, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. He's going to float this over the middle deep, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Go! Red 80! 54. You run.
On 1st down, Luck. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Back to throw, Love. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
Makes the score Panthers 14. Cowboys 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
From the 25 on second down, Luck. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
Out of the gun, Luck. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Go, go, go. Check 4, check 4.
They'll run with McCaffrey. There he goes, right side. 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 68 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Prescott now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Prescott to throw it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Prescott. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Trying to cover Cooper there a little too closely.
And he's such a tough cover because he runs his route so well. Hard to stay with him and hard to figure out exactly where the break points are. And in this case, he created another pass interference call.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys! 26.
Here's Prescott. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Brian Burns able to get him for a loss of about 3.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Check. Fresno. Here we go, 47. 26.
Now Prescott on 4th down. Being chased out left. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Josh Gordon there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Luck now to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9.
Check. Lucky. 11. Mexico. Hey, wahoo! Mike's 54.
From the gun, here's Locke. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Elliott. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. 3rd and short yardage. Prescott able to get this to Gordon. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Check 50, check 50.
On 1st down, it's Elliott. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Eric Reed on the tackle. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 50-yard line.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys.
A gain of 13 yards. And a Cowboy 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Prescott. He's got Smith here. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. The Cowboys on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with Pollard. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They get 6 yards going for it on 4th, and now it's 1st and goal. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. First down, and it's Pollard again. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Taking it in from 4 yards out as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that set up everything, and the end result, the short touchdown run. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there, so that's showing a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Check the backer, check the backer. 12. Small. Right for that. 54.
To throw is Locke. Safarian Jenkins has it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Twelve. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Watch twist. Hey, orbit. Twist. Ready to go.
A shotgun snap for Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Mike, here you go. Go ahead.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
We're going to 53.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Check 24. Check 24. 47. Switch it. Come on, switch it. 59 Mike. Check 59. Rip left. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Guys, it's game. 26.
Prescott to throw on 4th. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting.
Come on, D.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Hey, motion backfield.
Hurry.
Now it's Luck. Open man is Samuel, complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Whip. Watch the whip. Shift. You got motion man. You got motion man right there.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down.
15 yards. That's another Panthers 1st down. 1st and 10.
Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano.
A 31-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Panthers have won the football game. Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.
ladies and gentlemen.